Yo, what up, pod racers? Are you like me where you sunburn easily? Have narrow shoulders you want to hide from the world? Weirdly small nips? Great news, we have a solution. Original tabletop shirt designs. Reading Rainbow, Dungeon Club, a dungeon in a dragon. Find these and more over at patreon.com/Goblins Growlers Shirt Club at the $25 tier. These are all exclusive, limited run designs. We'll never bring them back again. So be sure you get yours by signing up at patreon.com/Goblins Growlers. Yippee!
Oh my god, I just found a picture of a baby badger.
Is that the new Mr. Uncle's voice?
That would have gotten us through the security check.
This is Quid Pro Roll, a fantasy live play adventure where a party of unlikely heroes embark on a quest to bring dragons back to their world.
Well, howdy, listeners. Welcome to the Daily Crier Listening Show, where all the news and variant and beyond can make its way right to you. You know, what is there to be said? One moment you're enjoying a morning plunge in bracing waters. The next you're hiding from entire battalions of Borean troops. One moment you're deciding to help out a struggling town by giving them money in exchange for goods. The next, you're surrounded by wyvern riders and being arrested for, well, I'm not fully certain what the party was arrested for. At least Solinar was hidden, and instead of being locked in a cell, he was brought to a contraband tent with the cart and the horses. One moment, you think you know who you are, and the next, you got shackles on your wrists, and your name's Mr. Runkles. It's funny, in a cosmically ironic sort of way, just how quickly things can change. I guess the big question is, do those changes really have any meaning? Well, watch out for wyvern riders. And as always, y'all take care now.
Boat, Johannes, Koza, you all sit, each of you, in your own individual cell. Koza and Boat on one side, Alita and Johannes on the other. And you all have a moment to reflect on what got you here.
Well, Bo, you're right. Should have had the rat costumes.
Mm-hmm. Or at least the clown.
Yep, Johannes walks over to the wall, and he makes one big scratch mark.
I wish I had something I could use to get out of here, but I'm 100% naked.
Are you? Wait, no, we're not doing the boat is naked thing. I hate this as a concept so much.
We need something to mold to the lock that we can use as a key.
No, absolutely not. You pump the brakes on that line of thought right now.
So, talk to me about this cell. Is it like your sort of standard, stereotypical prison cell?
So the floor is going to be tightly packed earth. The bars themselves are going to be of some kind of reinforced iron. The walls are made of uneven stone bricks held together with mortar. There is a thin straw mat on the floor and a bucket.
Mm.
Well, at least there's bars in this cell. Like, you got decent cell phone signal. You can get a drink.
Yeah. I could try running into the wall to try to break it and escape, but one does not simply walk into mortar.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's
What is the
episode.
opposite of an inspiration point so I can make Boat get disadvantage in a life or death situation at my choosing?
Uh-huh. I would like to go feel the wall, though, in all seriousness, to see if there's some weak spots.
Sure. Roll investigation for me.
21.
You're going to be able to tell that there are some parts where the mortar is more brittle. Unfortunately, Those parts seem to be part of the wall that leans just into the earth underneath the building.
It's something. I'm gonna take a wild guess here that I don't have my inventory.
You do not have your inventory.
Okay. Fortunately, my body is a weapon. That was a book that I read some episodes back. So I feel like that should give me advantage on an athletics check to Kool-Aid Man through this wall.
That book was My Body's a Weapon. It's not My Body is Heavy Machinery.
Yeah, thank you. Speaking of which, what is Koza doing right now?
Hello!
Oh.
Hello!
Hell yeah.
Hello! Hello! Hello!
Your voice
What's Johannes
echoes.
doing?
your voice echoes, but no response comes.
Hello!
Koza, please.
I don't think it's working.
Maybe if you do it louder.
Oh, okay. Hello! Boat doesn't care. He's gonna try running into the wall.
Okay.
He'll either succeed or knock himself unconscious. It's
Yeah.
a win-win.
Yeah. That's a 15.
You run full strength into the wall and bounce off of it like a child's dodgeball.
How about if I try to persuade the wall to fall down? I have
That's
a better
not-
modifier for that.
That's not how anything works.
I could try and sneak the wall down. I have a fantastic modifier for that.
Wait, for sneak? For stealth?
Yes.
Yeah,
Why do you have a big stealth modifier?
because he's
I
You're
have
like
as
this
a monk.
you're this almost 7 foot tall dude.
I have an 18 dex. I'm very light of foot.
So what are we gonna do?
I don't know, Mr. Runkles. Why don't you tell me? What are we gonna do? We're trapped here in this jailhouse.
I'm serious. We can't be stuck in a podunk little town's jail and not do the whole everything we're supposed to be doing. She kind of like looks around to see if anybody's listening to her.
Man, I don't know what kind of filthy, like, dirty curse words Alita was about to drop and then controlled, but wow.
Podunk is like such an insane word to use.
What is there a meaning for that word I'm not aware of?
No, you nailed it. It's just like I feel like it's just like slang. I feel like that's not.
I feel like it's a very American
It's like
word.
Southern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, more my issue with using it here is it's a town that's adjacent to and on the way from
capital?
and to the capital of the
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a small town. It's
it's all good.
legitimately not.
It's all good. Alita, she grew up in a glade. She doesn't know what a small
I like
town.
how after I used the Don Knotts voice, you then describe us as being in the Mayberry jailhouse.
Well, I've marked the stone that we're in. We've been in here for 1 day, not even yet, but I'm rounding up because for stone marking purposes. And who's not here?
Solinar?
Solinar?
That's right. Did you say that, Alex? But your mic didn't pick it up. Okay. That's Solinar. I mean, sorry. Did you say that, Mr.
Runkles.
Can we not? I sound like somebody's pet cat.
So that means that we are not all present, which means that we are gonna be on our way out of here very soon. I'm not sure how soon, which is why I've marked the number of days we've been in here. But
We've
I'm also
only been
gonna.
in here for an hour, Johannes.
Well, I can do it by hours too, and I'm gonna draw an hourglass so we know how much time is passing.
So, we might need to get a better plan for when we have to address Boros authorities. I'm not sure we can seat of our pants it on this one.
Oh, let me draw pants for Boat. He needs a pair of those.
Thanks.
Any thoughts, Boat?
Well, my first plan was to try to get us out of try to knock down one of these walls. That didn't work out. Apparently the iron on the bars is reinforced, so I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do anything there. Now I could.
Is that why you have a bruise on your forehead?
Yes, and let's move on.
Can we see him? Or is there bars in between us?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
You can see each other.
Wait, is there even a wall? Oh, I guess the back wall.
Yes.
Okay.
No, it's an open concept jail.
Very modern of them.
All right.
We even got plants in between each cell.
Now, we could do something that I've done in the past that's gotten us out of some jams, but I'm not sure if anybody here is gonna be in favor of that or not, especially old Mr. Runkles over there, probably gonna tell me this is a bad idea. But I could grab hold of the bars or the wall or something and cast Earth Tremor.
We are underground.
See old negative Runkles over here.
We're underground, Boat.
It's worked before. We were in a basement one time.
By the grace of the dragon gods.
Well, I'm over here trying to find solutions. I'm not trying to talk about problems. Let me ask you this, since this is apparently a small town jail, is there a key hanging on a nail within sight and possibly reach of where we're at?
Unfortunately, there is not, because despite Alita's insistence, it's not a super small town jail.
Are the bars connected to anything that could melt?
So the bars are set up in a way that they are hinged and hammered into the stone of the walls that connect them.
Mm-hmm.
So aside from the lock, the bars, and the stone, there's nothing to the structure except for the hinges and the floor.
Okay. Maybe I should have just kicked the bars.
Is there some sort of monster that's like the equivalent of like a dire mole?
I welcome you to look it up.
Your world.
Oh, yeah. I mean, a dire mole is a dire mole, right? Less dire than
There's
a wolf.
a giant badger.
But badgers, they dig holes, right?
Yes, badgers are known for digging holes. They
Giant
are highly
sloths.
specialized for digging.
Oh.
Also, if you're about to turn into a badger, I need you to tell me if this is going to be an English badger or if this is going to be an American badger.
Oh, dude, go British. Go British with your badger.
Well, we could, should we dig our way out?
I think that's the best option right now.
Okay, who wants to dig out? Who wants to be the one to do the digging?
I'll be British.
I don't understand why that has to do anything, but okay. With a sprinkle of spores. Who knows how mushrooms do this? But they all, you feel your body shifting and changing into the shape of a giant badger.
You don't.
Okay, well, tally ho, and you see, I'm British.
All right, well, you can't talk if you're in animal form, so...
Well, I can talk. I just nobody.
He can have a
understand
very
me
British
except-
attitude. Maybe he's got a monocle and a top hat.
Mm-hmm.
Cup of
So,
tea.
you are now a badger. A large badger. Arguably larger than you yourself are.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I've grown. Like I always knew I would if I ate my vegetables. Which I did. But Britishly. That's with the pinky out. Johannes is just sitting there doing this with the like doing the Star Trek peace sign with his new badger claws.
Dig us out of here.
Oh, okay.
Be a good-ger and dig us out of here.
Johannes goes to the back corner and he starts digging.
All right. Lita's gonna kind of like look over. So, is he doing it?
You can hear the sounds of European. Well, actually not. We're not part of that anymore. Just British digging.
Break down the cells, the walls between the cells first before you dig too far.
This badger is a Welsh coal miner.
So, what's the plan once we get out of here?
Oh, I don't know.
One fire at a time.
Speaking of that, you're going to hear the sounds of somebody coming down the stairs.
Yo, Johannes, quickly, break down the cell doors.
Johannes can't hear you. He's a badger, and he's digging.
I'm gonna use speak with animals.
Oh, it has nothing to do with your language.
And everything to do with Johannes is in character as a badger that is digging?
There's a badger that's digging. And look, I'm not going to tell you about badger's ears because you already know they're fine. It's their eyesight that's bad. I don't know if that's true. Don't quote me, people who are listening
I think
to
you're
this.
confusing badgers with moles.
Dude, I love moles. Have you ever seen a mole? They love digging almost as much as I love digging as a badger. I'm just digging.
A guard is going to come down, and you hear the jingling of keys as he's carrying a couple of clay jugs filled with water. He passes one to Koza and stops. You guys hear something?
Hear what?
That shuffling sound.
I mean, every day I'm shuffling. Like, I don't, it's nothing new.
He's gonna walk over and hand you the jug of water. He's going to hand Alita one, and then he's gonna stop. Where did your friend go?
What are you talking about?
He's going to open the cell door, and with his big, thick, city guard leather gloves, he's going
His
to
thick
scoop.
gloves.
He's going to try and scoop this human-sized badger up. But it's going to be sort of the equivalent of when there's a very large cat and you try to lift it up and it just sort of elongates rather than lifts.
Was I on the same, could I see into Johannes's cell?
Yes.
Are we right next to each other?
You are across from each other.
Okay. All right, so there's a hallway in between us?
Yes.
Okay. So the guy is distracted.
He's trying to lift Johannes, yes.
Okay. Maybe, let's see.
Who I imagine is just continuing his digging motions even as he is lifted.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would like to cast Unseen Servant and have the servant sneak over there and get the keys while he's distracted.
Okay. With a soft click sound, the fastening that connects the keys to his belt is undone, and the keys float silently over to you. The guard is struggling with Johannes the Badger.
I sneakily unlock my cell.
Roll stealth at advantage.
Stealth at advantage, you say?
Because he's distracted by wrestling with a human-sized badger.
For my advantage, I
Wait.
rolled a natural 20.
All
Wrestling, you say?
With my modifier, that would be a 30.
Yeah, you're stealthing all the way, bud.
All right. So with my big 6'8" frame, I sneak quietly over, and I just
Wait! Before you do, the badger reaches out its paw to tap you.
Why don't I just sneak up on him and punch him in the back of the head?
All right, so you come up and you just clock this guy in the back of the head, and
Yeah.
he crumples to the ground like a pile of laundry.
Okay.
The squirming Johannes Badger is released.
Okay. I go and unlock the other cells.
That was quick thinking, Boat.
Thank you. Is there a door that can be locked, leading into here, going up the steps or something?
Yes.
Okay, I lock that.
All right, then how are you gonna get out?
I'm locking it from this side.
Okay, so you're escaping and then
Yeah.
locking the door
No,
behind you.
I see what you're saying. No, we're going to dig our way out with the badger.
I've already
Okay.
been digging again.
We're
Yeah.
I
still
was gonna say, I'm
committed to
still
the
digging.
digging.
Yeah. Oh, it's sunk cost fallacy at this point. We've already started, so we're going to keep going.
I'm already so deep.
Yeah.
All right. Johannes the Badger begins to furiously and with renewed vigor dig your way to freedom.
I don't begin. I finish. This is almost. I was digging a lot.
Yes, but
I'm-
you begin again.
Oh yeah.
You are able to dig out just around nightfall, smelling the fresh night air of the town of Palateus, and pulling yourself to freedom, in what appears to be a courtyard.
With my strong nose, I smell fresh air. I turn back to my companions, and in Badger I say, "Oi, fresh air up here."
A Cockney badger. This badger uses his digging experience to clean chimneys.
I dig the chimney, then I clean the chimney.
I didn't know Dick Van Dyke was a badger.
Mm-hmm.
Badger.
Dancing badger.
Badger. Mushroom. That is actually how this happened.
Yeah, it's
Koza mushroom, and now he's a badger,
first.
badger.
Yeah.
Now
So
we
I
need is a
dig
snake.
I go back to the compagnons, and which I don't pronounce right because I'm British, and then
That doesn't even make any sense.
I mention them over so that they know that there's a hole in the ground that is also to another hole in the ground, and then I grab with my talons of digging the little mat that covers the hole, and I cover the hole. So they never know. But we also leave that guard unconscious and probably a jail cell.
Alita's gonna kind of dust her dress off and be like, I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of impressed that worked.
Yeah.
Yay.
Good thinking, Koza. I'm surprised you didn't make yourself a badger, though.
Oh, no.
Koza,
We
please.
should be back to our disguises, Mr. Runkles.
Clearly your disguise was a bad choice.
Excuse me, Mr. Runkles.
Oh, can you knock me unconscious?
Oh yeah. And Boat runs to Alita.
Well, Badger Johannes uses his keen senses of nose, and he starts sniffing around for either the smell of home or the nearest pub.
So, while you're doing that, I'm going to check in with Solinar. How are you going to be breaking your friends out of jail?
The basics of Solinar's plan for getting his friends out of the jail is Snuffles and Midnight, ideally, will, at a signal given, which I think Burning Hands is probably a great signal for this, will break all of the animals out of their container, and they will all escape simultaneously. At which point, Solinar will use the grappling hook to get up onto the jail, because definitely they wouldn't be kept underground. They would definitely be kept on the second or third floor of this keep-like structure. There's no way they'd be underground. So Solinar's like grappling hook around the shoulder. He's got his flasks of oil at the ready just in case he needs them, and he's moving silently, not through streets unless he has to cross them quickly, toward the large stone structure near the center of the town.
And Solinar, as you're climbing, you see the chaos in the streets. Soldiers are filling the streets as everyone tries to figure out the source of the sound, the noise, the running animals. Where are they coming from? What is happening? And as you look down to sort of and look at your handiwork, you see amidst that chaos a group of a man, another man, a woman, and a very large badger.
And Ahmed, who is maybe not so much of a man, maybe more of a badger man, but he was still Johannes. Digginating the jail side, digginating peasants.
Consummate bees.
Solinar just looks down, sees the entire group down below him, and is just like, ah, crap.
So now that you all have escaped and there is absolute anarchy in the streets, how are you guys going to get out of this town?
Ride the badger to safety.
He's only like human size. It's like riding a burro.
It'd be worse than riding a burro.
Come on, this way. This way, everybody.
Oh, I'm following.
What did I name you, Mr. Boat?
Giorgio.
That's right. Hurry along, Giorgio. Hurry along. You too,
just
Mr.
kinda-
Uncle.
Rolls his eyes and shuffles along.
Alita slowly leans over to Boat and is like, please stop me from killing him.
You gotta mind yourself, Runkles. Let's get going.
Okay.
Giorgio, please, I've talked to you about this before. It's Mr. Runkles, not just Runkles. Watch your manners, Giorgio.
So, Solinar, you've got that second story work feat?
No, not as a feat. But I do think Solinar's not going to leave this grappling hook behind, so he has to climb all the way up to dangle from the window, unhook the grappling hook, redo the rope so he can use it to rappel, and then rappel from the window before pulling the rope free.
You set a light in the town, and carefully, as much as you can, avoiding the soldiers that are running around and the screams of panic and alarm. Where are you going and what are you doing? All of you. I know that Koza's going right this way, but what way is that?
I wonder if we should make time to find Potion Master and get our revenge.
What do you mean revenge? He just watched you get arrested.
It didn't do anything.
Why would he?
I thought we'd become friends over that multi-day journey.
Dude, he walked up to this person and he definitely snitched us out. And he was like, they bathed naked later in the morning than a real Barosian.
Is there a, can we see the pavilion as we come out of the jail?
As much as you can see anything through the chaos, yes.
Okay, do we see, does it look like contraband's being stored in the pavilion?
As far as what you can tell, it just looks like a bunch of crates and carts.
I think I see some carts over this way. Maybe we can find our cart and Mr. Snuffles.
Koza is calling everybody Mr. now.
Yeah.
I'm glad Snuffles doesn't have a false name.
Yeah. Well, it's not exactly like they're gonna guess she's a dragon with the name
Does
Snuffles.
Snuffles have a wanted poster?
Probably.
Well,
I mean, one of the ways they described your party was that they had a horse of gold.
yeah, Snuffles has a wanted poster. It probably says her full given name.
I don't think that the wanted posters has Snuffles' government name on it.
I don't know. I'm not so sure about that.
Snuffleless Dodecahedron Ponius.
There you go. Well, we meander on up to the cart.
That's mildly concerning because it's Snuffles' tea pony.
Yeah, it's the tetrahedron.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Tiberius.
That's her dragon name.
Snuffleless Turducken Pony.
Oh, that's her holiday name. That's her Thanksgiving Discord handle.
As you gather your party and assemble your cart, the animals mostly seem to have stayed kind of close to where they're supposed to be. They seem to have kicked open many of the places that the other animals have been held, but didn't run amok with them. You wonder how much you have Snuffles to thank for this.
They're organized. Planet of the Apes episode. They're crafting tools. They're building meat huts.
Solinar, you're going to rejoin with the party after about a 10-minute dodge of soldiers and chaos.
All right, team, we've got to get out of here. We got to get the cart harnessed up and... Ooh, giant badger. Oh, hey, Johannes.
Oh yeah. It has a honey badger look because it's got a gold mane that runs down the back.
I do like the golden flowing mane of the Johannes badger.
Yeah, the honey badger Johannes mane.
Johannes
Johannes salutes
badger?
with a digging claw.
Solinar crisply salutes back.
Crisp.
You gather your gear and put everything together back on the cart, snapping the reins and having your various steeds sprint north into the night. As you leave the chaotic town of Palateus behind you, you wonder if the person who imprisoned you was important, if you're going to see them again, and if you might now be in more trouble than you thought.
Praise be. Once there was a silence, a void so full of nothingness. Yes, the silence. It consumed like a mighty maw, hungry. But then a voice came, and another, that pierced the silence. The voices that bring laughter and wonder, magic and mystery. Yes. But these voices, they could only fight the silence, hold back the great nothing. Yes, but with the support of our divine beings, angels and celestials, too radiant to behold, and too glorious not. We give thanks to our patrons, our shiny protectors, Whitney Zahar, Tony Elevato, Joseph Maltby, Andrew Wheeler, Breck O'Donnell, Brianna Beebe. Without your support, these heavenly voices would be lost in the silence, and woe would be unto us all. Thank you. Yes, thank you.
I have just sent to chat a list of types of badger, including but not limited to the stink badger.
Stink badger.
And the ferret badger.
I guess the one that I think of when I think of badgers is the European badger.
Yeah, that's what I think of too.
But now that I know that and the honey badger, I guess I know that one and the look pretty well. But I think these are all quite delightful creatures. Northern hog badger. What a boss!
It doesn't look like he'd be as big of a digger though.
No, I'm definitely going for max digging, which is probably none of these ferret badgers, unfortunately, for your brand.
Yeah.
Max Digging needs to be a pseudonym we use in the next town.
Yeah, max digging. It's short for maximum.